Rogue Guide. We just hit 2400. Day 7. Well, we're actually 2381 now. But we got to 2400. We actually went up to 2450. Playing RM Pizzle. RMP. Took me 473 games played with a 50-50 win rate, basically. What a grind. 160 games at 2s. 0 to hero is now complete. The gear, we're at 252. I'm going to mute alerts in case we get one. 252. PvP item level, 241 normal item level. With the gear, guys, we're playing with the badge. We're playing verse up to about 30%, 33, and then mastery from there. We're playing with the trinket. We're playing orc. And then we're playing with this masterful ring because it gives a ton of mastery and a socket. Other than that, the enchants, we have Sinful Revelation, Celestial Guidance, 20 stam, minor speed increase, 30 stats. So nothing too crazy. That's the character. So with the Rogue Guide, I haven't played a Rogue in many years. Now we're back to it. I think the last time I did a Rogue Guide is probably like 4 years ago or something. It's been a minute. But we are playing pre-med locked in every game. This is the weird thing for me. So when I used to play Rogue, it was always Subterfuge, like always. But apparently people are playing Night Stalker now because you get extra damage and you move quicker while dancing. So I have been playing Night Stalker this entire challenge. I think Subterfuge is maybe okay, but I think Night Stalker is probably the way to go. Now this is the one that I didn't like initially. For my first couple hundred games, I played Mark for Death every game, locked in, guaranteed. But actually, to push to 2400, I started playing deeper stratagem versus matchups where they're tanky and it took a long time to kill. So against like Red Warrior, Enhanced Warrior, you know, like fast-paced games like RMP or Thug Cleave, I was playing Mark for Death, right? My thought on that is like Mark for Death, I need to like Mark for Death Kidney, like super quick against like an RMP, Mark for Death Kidney Smoke Bomb. Like it's so fast. Whereas against teams like Ret Warrior, I have time to build my combos, so I can build up to 6 combos and then do a 7-second kidney with deeper stratagem, right? Which is crazy. The kidney will literally be 7 seconds. All right. So that's what we're doing there. And yeah, so deeper strat was actually the lock-in for like the majority of our games, like Demon and our Moonkin. We fought a lot all the way up to 2400. So deeper strat was definitely solid. Let's see. So Soothing Darkness for Rogue Mage 2s. It heals you. It's just insane for Rogue Mage 2s. Cheat Death, you could play it into RMP or Thug Cleave, but I didn't. And then Elusiveness is basically your baseline lock-in. So Elusiveness, baseline lock-in. Thug Cleave, RMP cheat if you want. And Soothing Darkness for 2v2 without a healer or dueling, right? Next, Prey in the Weak. I always just played Prey in the Weak. Extra 10% damage. I think it might be only 5 in Arena, but from all sources, so it's pretty pog. We have Dark Shadow, Alacrity, Enveloping Shadows. Enveloping Shadows, the only time you can play Dark Shadows if you're doing like a meme one-shot build, but Enveloping Shadows is going to give you so many more dances because you get 2 dance charges. You're going to get more dances quicker, so it's just like really, really, really sick to play with Envelop. And then Master of Shadows. So you gain energy while dancing, so you can actually have enough energy to do your rotation properly, and that's pretty much the spec. For PvP talents, always Smoke Bomb, always Duel is what I played. And Dismantle versus like Warriors, Hunters, and Rogues. And then if you are fighting like Casters or not Warrior, Hunter, Rogue, I was playing Tricks. Tricks gives 15% damage to your Mage or your Hunter or your Druid or whatever. So it's really, really good for burst. For me, I just macroed Tricks into my symbols. So every time I press symbols, I pretty much just gave party 1 a Tricks, like every time, right? I think Maneuverability has some merit. I never played it though. I only played Dismantle or Tricks up to 2400, and that worked fine. So that was pretty much like the spec and the gear, right? So in terms of the playstyle, when you're playing RMP, your job as the Rogue is to cross CC, burst, reset. Cross CC, burst, reset. That's pretty much all it is, right? So once again, we're back at the target dummies. We're gonna have a focus target and then a normal target. Focus target, pretend is the healer. Normal target is gonna be the kill target. And this target is gonna be the third guy. So a lot of the time, actually, I don't think I can stun target dummies, huh? No, I can't. Well, it's gonna be kind of a bad test, but a lot of the time what you're gonna do is have the healer on your focus. You have the kill target as your target, and then the third guy is the third guy that you can either tab target to or just swap targets to real quick to stun. And a lot of the times what you want to do is kidney the kill target with stuns on the other two, or you can kidney the healer with stuns on the other two. Now, when I'm playing Deeper Stratagem, I like kidney on the kill target. That's the whole point. You get a 7-second kidney on the kill target. Now, sometimes you can use the kidney on the healer and then sap off of it if you're fighting a non-orc target. So if you're fighting an orc, you need to kidney the kill target if you're fighting an orc. Orcs basically give you 20% stun reduction with hardiness. So if you try to cheap shot, your rotation with cheap shot will not work on an orc target at all. That's why orc is so OP. You literally have to change your rotation against orcs. So if you have to look every time you're fighting someone, are they an orc or not? Now, if they are an orc, you kidney the kill target, right? So like an orc warrior, an orc shaman, an orc monk, or whatever. Kidney the kill target there. Now, for your off-target CCs, you have cheap shot in the fear, cheap shot in the poly, chastise in the fear for your holy priest, or dragon's breath in the poly, or blind. Or if you can't get any of those, you can just pop a smoke bomb. So basically, no matter what, you're not just kidneying and killing. You're either going to kidney the kill target with a chastise fear on the healer, a cheap shot into a poly, or a DB into a poly, or a cheap shot or a chastise into a fear. For sure, every time. If you can't do any of those, that's when you drop a smoke bomb. On the third target, you either poly or fear. So you either poly or fear the healer, and then either poly or fear the third guy, and kidney the kill target. When you do all three of those setups, you should get a lot of cooldowns, because then it's 3v1, you're bursting hard, you should get trinkets, you reset, you do it again. That's RMP in a nutshell. Boom. Explain RMP. Now for the rotation. When you're playing Deeper Stratagem, there's two things that you can do before you actually do the rotation. If you want to just, you know, hit the main kill target, you're fine. You can get up Slice and Dice, okay? And pre-slicing is going to make sure, and this is just a tell me when, you can make a weak ore for it, or just look up here. It's going to give you 50% attack speed. It's going to make you hit way harder. If you want to do maximum damage, you can even get a pre-rupture on your target, right? This rupture is going to, you know, just tick while you're doing the burst. You don't need the pre-rupture at all, but if you want the pre-rupture, it's going to give you even more damage. If you have pre-slice, pre-rupture, you're farming. Now you have a lot of modifiers to choose from. You have an unused trinket, which I bind with Blood Fury, with the Orc Racial. You have Symbols of Death, and you have Shadow Blades, okay? And then you have Shadow Dance. And I put all of these here on purpose on my Rogue UI, so I can see all of them, you know, like every go, it's like, okay, what should I choose from? I have Dance, Unused, Symbols, Blades. And then the next one would probably be Kyrian Racial with Echoing Reprimand. And I guess before going any further, I am playing Kyrian with Echoing Reprimand. I'm playing Pelagos. If you want to pause the video at any point, these are the ones we're running. I just net decked the top rated rogues and just played this, so seems fine. If you get a pre-slice up and a pre-rupture up, and then you get 6 combos and kidney, that's maximum possible setup. Once that kidney lands, Shadow Dance, Unused Trinket, Blood Fury, Shadow Blades, Symbols, Kyrian. Those are going to be, like, that's 6 buttons to press. And you can macro, like, one of them in. So it's like 5 buttons to press. When you press that Kyrian, all you're going to be doing is pressing a Vis on the blue combo points. If you're not on a blue combo point, you're pressing Shadow Strike again into another Vis. Here's the thing with Rogue Rotation. If your target trinkets, instead of doing that, you press Cheap Shot to cheap shot their trinket. If you have a blind on the healer and they trinket, you can try to sap the trinket, or you can smoke bomb, or you can duel. So you always have to be quick with it. You have your damage rotation, but there's things that can change at any moment. So once again, you can pre-slice and pre-rupture to do maximum damage. Then you can dance, on-use, symbols, blades, Kyrian, and then pop Eviscerate if you're on a blue combo point, Shadow Strike, and another Eviscerate if you're on a blue. And basically you'll either Shadow Strike or Eviscerate whether you're on a blue or a red combo point. So this is how it'll look. You'll go in stealth. All right. Actually, let's do this like perfectly. So you're out of stealth here, and you're getting up a pre-slice and dice. Okay. We're just gonna do maximum possible damage. So we get up the slice. We're gonna keep hitting the target, and we'll get up a rupture. Okay. Rupture and slice. It'd be like, okay, this is real. So this is sick. We could then call out to our rogue and our mage. Okay, we're ready. My mage can then DB sheep the third guy. I could blind the healer. It's not going to work because it's a target dummy. And then, right when you blind a poly, you kidney, and you pop all the buttons I just talked about. I actually fucked up, but you pop all the buttons I just talked about. And then every time you're on a blue combo point, you abyss. Every time you're in a red, you keep going. That's pretty much that. So, once again, Shadow Dance, Unused Trinket, and Blood Fury. Symbols of Death, Shadow Blades, Kyrian. Alright, and this is all after that kidney shot lands. Kyrian, and then Abyss, Shadow Strike Abyss, okay? That's going to be that rotation. Now, with Mark for Death, it's pretty similar, but a little different. The thing with Mark for Death is it's nice because you're going to have 4 blue combo points from Echoing Reprimand, but and only 5 combo points total. So you have actually a higher chance to land those blue combo points, which is nice. And you have the Mark for Death, so you can Mark for Death kidney. It gets complicated though, because you can kidney shot the off target too if your main target isn't an orc. So what you can always do, if your main target is say a blood elf, it's a blood elf mage, for example, and then like an orc rogue and an undead priest. This is the orc rogue, this is the blood elf mage, this is the undead priest. You can run up to the mage and then you can Mark for Death kidney the priest, okay? And then you can do your whole rotation with cheap shot. So this would be Dance, Cheap Shot, On Use, Symbols, Kyrian, Eviscerate, and then a lot of the times there's going to be Trinkets. So those are like your first couple of globals, right? From there's going to be Trinkets. If there's no Trinkets, then you just press Cheap Shot again into another Eviscerate if you're on a blue combo point. If not, Shadow Strike. And then Cheap Shot again. Once again, blue combo point is Abyss. If you're on a red combo point, you do Shadow Strike again, and then Abyss. So that's going to be the rotation with Cheap Shot if Cheap Shots are on your main target and you're playing Mark for Death. Now, with Mark for Death, if you don't need to Mark for Death for the Mark for Death kidney, and the reason you wouldn't have to is if you're already at 5 combo points, all right? If you're already at 5 combo points, you can just throw the kidney on the off target, okay? Now, if you throw the kidney on the off target, you have the Mark for Death for the go. Here it's a little bit different because you can do that same go where you Dance, Cheap Shot, Symbols, Kyrian, Abyss, but now you can Mark for Death Abyss because it's just free damage. Into another Cheap Shot. If you're on a blue combo point, you Abyss. If not, you Shadow Strike into another Cheap Shot, into another Abyss, right? So a lot of the times it just depends where your combo points land with that Reprimand, whether you're Abyssing or Shadow Striking, and then it depends if you need the Mark for Death kidney on the off target, or if your mage can DB Sheep, or if your healer can Fear, or if you just blind and kidney the main target. Most of the time, though, these days, kidneying the main target just seemed to be easier for killing, so that Cheap Shot rotation wasn't something that you even had to do that much. Cheap Shots, a lot of the times, were for doing something along the lines of, like, you know, Cheap Shot the healer, Cheap Shot this third guy, and then Mark for Death kidney, the, you know, kill target, Echoing Reprimand, Abyss, Shadow Strike, Abyss, into a Cheap Shot, and then blue combo points, Abyss. So, you know, something like that. Now, here's where Rogue gets tricky. If it hasn't felt tricky thus far, this is where it gets tricky. Not every go you want to use everything. This is where it becomes mind games. You can use Shadow Blades, or you can hold it. If you want to do like a big opener, you're going to use Blades. If you're doing a small opener, you can hold it. All right. Unused Trinket, same thing. Huge go. Unused Trinket. You want to do a baby go and just fake cooldowns or kind of just peel? Don't unuse, right? So it's like, how big of a go do you want, right? If you want to use everything in one go and reels, go for it. If you just want to use 2 things, go for it. If you literally just want to dance, it's kind of just like a peel go. You can literally just dance. You probably want to Symbols, because Symbols is only 30 seconds. So you can pretty much Symbols every go, right? So it's either, do you want to use your Trinket or your Blades, or both, or neither, all right? Man, so Rogue, let me just pause this far. Rogue is a freaking hard class to play, right? There's so many ifs, ands, buts. It's not just like, oh yeah, you just do 1, 2, 3, GG, you know? Like, no, there's a lot of subtleties that can happen, right? So Smoke Bomb, if you have no CC on the healer, if the healer trinkets and you want to add that extra CC. Now, Shadowy Duel is another really cool ability. You can either Shadowy Duel defensively. If you're getting targeted by, say, a rogue and a mage, you can duel their enemy priest and they can't see you, and it's like a bubble. It's like you're invincible. The priest probably won't kill you, so you're good. Or you can duel the guy you're trying to kill, right? if you're killing a rogue, he's at 10%. The priest is about to come out of that polymorph. You just duel the rogue. The priest can't heal him, and you kill the rogue in the duel. That's an offensive duel. So defensive duel, offensive duel. Now there's a third type of duel, and that's a CC duel. Dueling the healer out of that same polymorph. Rogue's 10% life. You're like, I don't have much damage, but I can duel the priest, so we can't top the enemy rogue. You duel the priest, and then the priest is in CC in your duel, and then your teammates kill the rogue. So duel defensively, duel offensively, duel with CC. 3 different ways to duel. Dismantle. To find value at a dismantle, you're going to dismantle like warriors when they pop like avatar, rets when they pop wings, hunters when they pop, what's it called, true shot, or their Kyrian thing, rogues when they're dancing or when they pop vendetta, right? Dismantle on enemy offensive cooldowns. Using feint. Feint is so good. Feint is so insane. So elusiveness gives you 30% reduction. So it's a 15-second cooldown, 30% damage reduction. Pre-feint stuns. Pre-feint every time you're about to get Hammer of Justice or Stormbolt or Kidney. You see a rogue's coming at you trying to kidney, feint. You can live those, if you can live a lot of the stuns if you just press feint before the go, right? Of course, you have cloak and evasion. Cloak things like combustion. If a frost mage is using necro and trying to one-shot you with a shatter combo, death bolts from an affliction warlock, chaos bolt from a destro warlock, moonkin popping one shot, right? All these things, cloak, evasion for all those physical offensives we talked about with dismantle. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much rogue. For poisons, running wound poison, crippling poison. And once again, just to reiterate what we started the video with, there's 3 targets. It's 3v3 arena. If you're playing 2s, there's 2. You're going to be CCing one, killing the other. Your teammates are going to be CCing with you, bursting. After everything's on stun DR, meaning you can't stun anymore, the guys are on diminishing returns. That's when you run to a pillar. You chill out for a second. You can get a slice up. You can get a rupture up. You get ready for that next go. Then once again, you send it again. You get more cooldowns. Book it to the pillar. Get the slice, get the rupture. You send it again, you get the kill. Yeah, a lot of times three goes is the win. If not, you do a 4th go, a 5th go, a 6th go, and then you go for the win from there. But that's pretty much Rogue in a nutshell, guys. RMP, Rogue Mage. That's a spec. Really happy ended up finishing that challenge. And GG.